So in previous lectures, we have completed a report, characteristics of report and the types of report. Now we are going to study how to write a formal report, what is basically the format of report. And it is clear to all of you that what is a report? It is basically an account given of a particular matter, especially in the form of an official document after thorough investigation or consideration by an appointed person. So, a business report is basically a written communication of factual information on a specific subject presented in a proper formal manner. So there are basically two types of reports, formal and informal report. Informal report basically is written in the format of a letter and in the format of memo, which is clear to all of you, which we have covered in previous lectures. Today we will study the manuscript format, which is the very important format. And this is the most commonly used format for reports and is generally used for formal reports. And the length of such reports can range from a few pages to several hundred. Further, the manuscript form can be used for all types of reports like informational reports, analytical report, or routine reports. As the length of the reports increases, so these reports usually include more elements such as abstract, summary, appendix, glossary, and so on. So all the elements of a manuscript report are we going to study and we're going to discuss in today's lecture. These are the all the elements, you can say the proper structure of a report, manuscript format, and in which there are various elements. When we talk about the structure of the report according to the manuscript format, so we can say that there are various elements which are combined together to form the structure of a report. And knowing them all will help you in writing the report in a better way. But all of you keep it in your mind that all these elements of the report not need to be used in all reports. While some of them may be included in all reports, some may be found in place only in reports that are to be published reports. So usually the nature of report determines the elements of the report, that which element should be added in the report and which should not be added. And usually it is also determined by the uh, organization that which elements of the report should be added in the report. But it is very mandatory to all of you to study all these components of manuscript report. And specifically for research reports, in research report we add all these components like cover page, title page, letter of transmittal, acknowledgements, table of contents, abbreviation or illustration, abstract, introductory part, discussion, conclusion, recommendations, appendices, and bibliography, or you can say references. So a research report basically contains all these elements of report. So starting from the cover page, which is the first proper page of your, you can say your report. The cover page of report not only gives it an elegant appearance, but also protects it from the damage. It also serves as a quick reference to the readers to know the topic and the author of the report, because on the cover page we also mention the topic and the name of the author, and that's where it gives quick reference to the readers that who prepared the report and what is the report about. So the cover page basically includes the title, the subtitle, the name of the author, the title of the author, name of the company or the logo of the company, and the date of the completion and submission of the report. Here you can see is the template of the cover page, and there is also another example of you can see the sample of cover page. After the cover page there is title page. which is very important. Right after the cover page, you have to add the title page. The title page is the first hand page of a report. This page is more or less similar to the cover page, except that it contains the additional information like the name and designation of the intended audience for whom the report is written, and name and designation of the approving authority is also written on the title page. It basically is similar to the cover page, but it contains further information, because in the cover page we just mention the name of the person and the title, and also the person for whom the report is prepared. But on title page, we also mention the designation of the person for whom the report is prepared, and along with the date we also mention and the approving authority who has approved the report. So here you can see a sample of uh, title page. In the very start, you can see there is title of the report, and after that the person for whom the report is prepared, and then the designation of the person. After that, there is the name of the person who prepared the report and the designation of the person. And after that, you can see here the name of the person, the authority, the company who has approved the report, and at the end, the name, it can be the logo of the company, and the final submission date. So this is the sample of the title page. Here is another template for the title page, which you will have to prepare for your report. So after the title page, the next element, you can say the component of a formal report according to manuscript format, is the letter of transmittal. This is basically a letter to the person who commissioned the report, in which you effectively hand over your work to the person. A letter of transmittal is basically written in the form of, you can say, in the format of letter, and you will add all these detail in the letter of transmittal: the salutation, the purpose of letter, and you will mention the main findings of the report, the important consideration, the acknowledgement, and you will also end your letter of transmitter with the expression of pleasure and gratitude. I will elaborate the letter of transmittal clearly here. You can see in the example. Basically, letter of transmittal is an optional element of reports, and the letter of transmittal conveys the report to the audience for whom the report basically is written. This serves the same purpose as that of a preface in a published document, as the letter of transmitter is the written version of what we would say if we were handing the report directly to the person who authorized it. So this type of letter typically begins with a statement such as, "Here is the report you asked me to prepare on." The rest includes information about the scope of the report, the methods we used to complete the report and the study, and the limitations that became apparent during your study. You can also mention in the letter of transmittal. In the middle section of the letter, in the second paragraph of the letter, you can also highlight important points or sections of the report. You can make comments on side issues, and you can also give suggestions for follow-up studies and offer any details that will help readers understand and use the report. So now usually you can also wish to acknowledge the help provided by others even in the transmittal letter. The concluding paragraph, the third paragraph of your transmittal letter, is a type of note of thanks for having been given the report assignment, or an expression of willingness to discuss the report and an offer to assist
Excuse me, ma'am.
with future projects. Yes, Vijay?
Ma'am, slides are not visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, now visible?
Yeah.
Visible now?
No, ma'am.
Then what's the problem?
मैम शो हो रही हैं स्लाइड्स?
नहीं शो हो रही है यार, साइड पे शो हो रही है मैम।
नहीं मुझे नहीं हो रही मैम शो।
मुझे
फुल
स्लाइड
नहीं
शो
हो
हो रही है।
But you just need to check your laptop and you should try to click on the slides.
मैम कर रहे हैं, नहीं हो रहा।
नहीं हो रही तो
So
एक
if the new
मिनट।
slides are visible to you,
नो मैम नहीं हो रहा।
okay, wait.
अब नहीं मैम, नहीं हो रही। वो हो गई है विजिबल, लेकिन यस मैम अब ठीक है।
Clear?
वो ना छोटा, वो बहुत स्मॉल स्मॉल लिखा हुआ है, फॉन्ट ना वो थोड़ी
Yes,
प्रॉब्लम कर रहा है।
this is basically a sample only, right? I'll
मैम
share
नहीं
the.
शो हो रही है अभी भी। मैम
यार
मुझे भी
वो
अभी तक शो नहीं हो रही।
वो जो पिन की ऑप्शन है ना, उस पे वो करो, पिन सा जो बना हुआ है
नहीं
ना,
हो रही किया है उस पे भी भाई
वही
सारा कुछ
वही
नहीं हो रही शो।
वही मैंने तो पिन किया, मेरा हो गया।
Your screen is still
यहाँ पे
visible to
पिन है,
all.
वहाँ करो, वहाँ।
But yeah, it's visible to all of you, but there is problem I think so from your side. You should check.
यस मैम।
Ibrahim, slides are visible?
No, ma'am, the slides are not visible.
Okay, let me start again then. Now tell me.
Yes, ma'am, the slides are visible now.
आ गई है मैम स्लाइड्स।
Clear to all of you now?
Yes, ma'am, thank
यस
you.
मैम।
यस मैम।
But you just need to understand the concept, the points which I'm elaborating right now.
थोड़ा
Clear?
मैम
And
दोबारा बता
I will give
दीजिए।
you, yes,
मैं कहीं इधर रिपीट कर दीजिएगा पॉइंट्स आपने जो बताए हैं
letter
पहले
of
स्लाइड्स।
transmittal.
यस
Which point? Letter of transmittal? Yes, I'll elaborate again. Which is letter of transmittal, you can say basically is a letter which is basically an optional element in your report. So letter of transmittal conveys the report to the audience. This serves the same purpose as that of a preface in a published document. So the letter of transmitter is the written version of what we would say if we were presenting or handing the report directly to the person who authorized it. So whose mic is on?
यस मैम।
Yes, Vijay, turn off your mic. If you have any question, then you can turn on your mic. So letter of transmittal is an optional element in which you express your gratitude. You also mention the major points of the report, any hurdles, any limitations you faced during the report. It is basically, you can say, when if you present orally or hand over the report to someone, so all the points which you would say if you were presenting or handing the report directly to the person, so you mention all those points in the letter of transmitter. So this type of letter typically begins with a statement like you can say, here is the report you asked me to prepare on the topic you can mention here the topic. After that, you can include the information about the scope of the report and the purpose, the detail of the report. So it will include all these details like the purpose of the report, the main findings of the report, so any important considerations. You can also mention acknowledgement for the person who helped you during the report. And at the end, you will express pleasure or gratitude. Like you can say, thank you for giving me the opportunity to work on this report. So this is basically a letter which you will write to the person to whom you are going to submit the report. So I'll share the book with all of you in which there is complete chapter of report in which there are also the sample and the further detail which I'm elaborating to all of you. And so these are the, and this is the sample. You will follow the pattern of the report, which I already taught to all of you. So the letter of transmittal is basically is the expression of what you want to say to the person to whom you are going to submit the report. After the letter of transmittal, you have to add the next page of acknowledgements in your formal report. This is basically a short paragraph in which you thank to the person who helped you during your research work or during your report preparation. So this is a list of persons whom we may like to thank for their advice, their support, their assistance of any kind. It is not only customary but also mandatory and necessary to acknowledge even the smallest help if someone gave you during your work. So there are, I will just give you some points which you should add into your acknowledgements. Usually you should avoid to start each and every paragraph of your acknowledgement with the word thank. I want to thank to the person, I want to thank to the person, because the repetition would lead towards the monotone style. And that's why I have added here some starting sentences. You can start your each paragraph with these types of phrases like thanks are due to. In another paragraph, you can say inadequate to express my sincere thanks to. After that, you can mention the name of the person. Similarly, I have added few other phrases, sentences with the help of which you can start your new paragraph in acknowledgements. Because in acknowledgements, we usually thank to various people. A report basically is a lengthy process, specifically the long report. Then we usually acknowledge the help of the people who helped us during the collection of data, who advised us during the format of the report, etc. So here are the sample of acknowledgement. You can see, I think so it will be readable to all of you. But keep it in your mind that another point which you should avoid while writing acknowledgement is to avoid the use of firstly, secondly, thirdly, because it seems odd to add. You can start your work, start your each and every paragraph with the words, with the sentences which I gave you here. So in acknowledgements, basically you will thank to the person who helped you while preparing your report. So after the page of the acknowledgements, the next page is the table of contents. This is basically the outline of your whole report. Report basically is a lengthy document. That's why it is important to add the table of contents for the clarity of the reader if he wants to find certain tables, certain figures, or certain topics from the report, then he can easily find. So this is a list of headings and appendices of the report. Depending on the complexity and length of the report, you could list tables, figures, and appendices separately. Because a report also contains tables, figures, appendices, which we will study at the end of this topic. In order to avoid the complexity, you can arrange the tables and figures and appendices separately in the table of content, and rest of the part, the body, conclusions, introductions, recommendations, are right after the appendices and table. Here you can see the sample that how it has been arranged. But you should keep it in your mind. The very important point while preparing the table of content is the number of pages. You must double check the number of pages are given accurate in the table of content. And table of contents can be generated automatically from the Word. I'll teach you in the coming lectures that how to automatically generate the table of contents for your report or for your long assignments. So after the table of contents, you will add the abbreviations or the list of illustrations in your report. Basically, it is the explanation or the illustrations of the abbreviations and the terms, technical terms, which you have used during your report in order to make clear for the reader. So if necessary, you should provide an alphabetically list of abbreviations you used in your report, especially if they may not be familiar to all the readers of the report. So you will list all the abbreviations which you have used in your report, and you will write the explanations of those abbreviations for the clarity of the readers. Similarly, if you have used technical terms during your report, then you will list alphabetically all the technical terms and you will give explanations of the technical terms. This segment can also be given the name of the illustration in your report. Here you can see the sample, the abbreviations, and then the descriptions of the abbreviations are given. So after this, you will move toward the abstract. These are basically preface, the starting pages of your report. Abstract is basically the summary of your report, in which you will mention all the detail in a brief way in your report. An abstract, you can say, is the essence of your report. In business reports, it is known as the synopsis. The length of an abstract is generally 2 to 3% of the report. It is usually written on the one page or the half page, usually 250 or 300 words. If the report is lengthy, then it can be of 500 words. So the length and readership of the report decide whether an abstract to be included in the report or not. If the report is less than 10 pages, then it doesn't require an abstract. But if the report is more than 10 pages, then you have to add the abstract in your report. So it does not allow any abbreviation. You will avoid the use of abbreviations and acronyms in your abstract. It tells the reader the objectives, the main findings, accomplishments, and the significance of the report. Basically, abstract contains the context of the research, the background of the research, that what was the purpose of the research, and what was the data of your research, how did you collect the data, and which methodology did you adopt, in a brief way. And you will also mention the findings and conclusions briefly in your abstract, and then the main recommendations in your abstract. It is basically the brief summary of your report, which provide a quick glance to the reader that what is in the report. Here is a sample of abstract. It is also a sample of abstract, a small abstract, because abstract is always written in a brief way. So after the abstract, your introduction and your body of the report will start. But this introduction and the body of the your formal report we will study in the next lecture. But keep it in your mind that abstract is written after completing the report, because abstract is the summary in which you mention the conclusion, in which you mention the recommendations, which are written at the end of the report. That's why abstract is written at the end of the report. But when you compile the report, so you will add abstract after the illustrations or after the table of content. So all these points are clear to all of you?
मैम मतलब के पहले हम नहीं लिखते वक्त इंट्रोडक्शन की वो टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स के बाद लिख देना है एब्स्ट्रैक्ट, और जब हम इसे बुक की फॉर्म में निकालेंगे, प्रिंट निकालेंगे, तब ये एंड पे होगा.
No, बच्चे, you will write the abstract at the end. Suppose I assigned you a report, right? मैंने आपको रिपोर्ट असाइन की एंड यू हैव स्टार्टेड टू वर्क ऑन द रिपोर्ट। तो आप उस रिपोर्ट पे काम करते रहेंगे, बट व्हेन यू विल कंप्लीट योर रिपोर्ट, आप कंक्लूजन, रिकमेंडेशन एवरीथिंग लिख लेंगे। आफ्टर दैट आप एब्स्ट्रैक्ट लिखेंगे। बट
टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स के
बच्चे आप एब्स्ट्रैक्ट जब रिपोर्ट पे काम कर रहे होंगे ना, उस टाइम आप एब्स्ट्रैक्ट नहीं लिखेंगे। रिपोर्ट कंप्लीट कर लेंगे, उसका राइटअप कंप्लीट कर लेंगे, व्हेन देयर विल बी कंप्लीट समरी इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू। आपके माइंड में आइडिया होगा कि आपने रिपोर्ट में क्या क्या कुछ किया और क्या आपकी फाइंडिंग्स हैं। देन यू विल राइट द एब्स्ट्रैक्ट। So abstract is written at the end, but when you will start compiling your report, जब आप उसको सबमिशन के लिए अरेंज कर रहे होंगे, तब आप इसको टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट के बाद ऐड करेंगे। बट कीप इट इन योर माइंड दैट टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट इज आल्सो जनरेटेड एट द एंड, because while writing report it will be not clear in your mind that on which page you are going to write which topic and on which page you are going to mention the which table. The table of content will also be generated after completing the report. But when you will arrange and compile your report, formal report for the purpose of submission, जब suppose आप मुझे submit कराने जा रहे हैं, then definitely you will go for the arrangement of your content. Then you will arrange according to this sequence which I'm teaching to all of you. Clear?
Yes.
I shared with all of you a sample of a formal report. Did you study?
Yes, ma'am. बुक सामने खुली हुई है।
And the sample which I shared with all of you, I think so on Saturday or Friday, I shared with all of you to go through this sample.
संडे को
must-
किया था मैम।
Yes, you must read that report. That report doesn't contain all the elements of the manuscript. The abstract is missing there, but major part are there. You can see what is the references, appendices, tables, and introduction.
Bibliography.
I will also share a book with all of you in which the detailed in-depth study of the formal report is given. You can study further. Yes, any other question? These are the starting part of the formal report.
मैम मिड टर्म से रिलेटेड कुछ बता देंगे कि किस तरह से आएगा, क्योंकि हमारे एमसीक्यूज किस तरह से होंगे इसमें।
But I'm not going to add this part, the manuscript, how to write the formal report into your midterm. But I'm teaching you all these points for your final project, for the submission of report. And it can be added into your final paper.
नहीं मैम, ओवरऑल पेपर
लेकिन
कैसा
मिड में
होगा
नहीं होगा।
हमारा?
But in paper, I can give you the short questions that what is an abstract, right? And which points you should keep in mind while writing acknowledgements. But
तो आप उस
basically,
तरह
the
डिटेल्ड
purpose
क्वेश्चंस
is
नहीं देंगे कि राइट अ लेटर अबाउट दिस सिनेरियो, राइट अ रिपोर्ट अबाउट दिस
yes,
सिनेरियो।
I won't ask you to write the report in the paper. Basically, I will give you a final project. That's why I'm teaching to all of you. Your purpose is to make your concept clear, that what you will write in the abstract rather than cramming that what is the abstract. I'll share some other reports with all of you in which there will be abstract. You can go through that and you can understand that how to write the abstract, because you will have to write yourself the abstract, that you will have to generate the table of content while writing your report. That's why it's important to understand the concept that how will you write a formal report. Clear?
Clear.
Yes.
In next class, we will study from the introduction, that which is the body of the report. But before that, I will share the book with all of you, and I will also mention the page number. You can go through the starting pages, the acknowledgement, and further points you can study. And in case of any question, you can post in the WhatsApp group.